Welcome to Here's How We Get There. It's the daily show filled with conversations about business and mental health in a down-to-earth style with real-world language. Now let's dive in with your co-hosts, Kenneth Shark-Kinney and Trey Tucker.
All right, Trey, so Panera is dropping their charged lemonades. There were several wrongful death lawsuits, including one from a young girl who, I believe this is correct, that she didn't know that these were, charged was the branding of it, but it was basically charged with caffeine. And so I think the warning that I would want to put to anybody, this is not a knock on Panera because there are so many drinks out there. There's way too many young people who are dying or having complications from taking too much caffeine. Oftentimes, they know that it has caffeine in it, but many other times they don't know. Even if the brand does a decent job and puts the labeling on there, they're not calling it out. It's like something else, where maybe like shrinkflation, where you feel like you're getting a box, but it's a smaller box. Like it's that kind of branding play with it. But I think this is very dangerous, and I think kids, especially with caffeine, have to be careful. Everybody has to be careful with caffeine. I drink way too much caffeine, but I know how much I'm putting in my body at all times, just like the fine athlete that I am. Don't laugh. But this is a real issue because a lot of ERs are seeing this over and over and over again.
Yeah, fully agree, especially in a teenager where the adrenaline rush is often the goal. And yeah, they know caffeine isn't good for them, but I think in comparison to other substances that they could be putting into their bodies, maybe that their friends are putting into their bodies, they feel like caffeine is relatively harmless. But the other angle on this is this whole trend of pre-workout and all the caffeine you can flood yourself with and the other different chemicals in those pre-workouts. I could see where some sort of place like Starbucks in the future might start to throw in a drink that's, whether it's charged or some other branding that angles itself toward the demographic of teens that's trying to work on their physique using caffeine. It's just, unfortunately, it's exacerbating the sleep deprivation that the teens are continuing to struggle with, and then increasing their urge to get that rush, that tingle in the middle of the day. And again, it goes back to just feeling a chemically induced reality rather than their own reality in their own body. So yeah, we got to do something.
Well, the issue, I think, for me becomes that people just don't know what they're getting from a restaurant or really investigating caffeine is a drug like anything else. You take too much caffeine, too much nicotine, too much whatever, it has real world implications. And this is the kind of thing that doesn't matter if you're 15 or 55, it can cause heart problems. It can cause all kinds of, neural issues and all kinds of things. So just be careful with what you put in your body and drink more water.
Thank you for joining Shark and Trey on the Here's How We Get There show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show and visit here'showwegetthere.com. That's here'showwegetthere.com.